Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with your heart pounding, feeling a bit dizzy, wondering, what just happened? Many people assume it's a bad dream or stress, but sometimes the real culprit is much simpler. A handful of nuts you had before bed. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? You've been told all your life that nuts are good for your heart, your brain, your golden years, and that's true if you eat them the right way, at the right time. But eaten at the wrong time, especially when your body is winding down, those same healthy foods can thicken your blood, make your blood pressure fluctuate, and quietly raise your risk of a nighttime stroke, the kind that comes without warning. I'm a doctor who has worked with thousands of older adults over the past 3 decades, and I've learned that many health risks don't come from diseases themselves. They come from tiny habits we think are harmless. One of the most common? Snacking on nuts late at night. Today, I want to share with you 7 types of nuts that seem healthy, but can backfire if eaten at the wrong time, especially before bedtime. More importantly, I'll show you how to enjoy their benefits without putting extra strain on your heart or disturbing your sleep. Before we dive in, if you're looking for practical, gentle, and easy-to-follow advice to stay strong and healthy every day, consider hitting that subscribe button and the little bell icon next to it. Not for the algorithm, not for numbers, but because I truly believe each video here can help you understand your body a little better. And sometimes, one small change is all it takes to save a peaceful night's sleep, or even a life. So, are you ready? Let's uncover the 7 nuts you should avoid at night, and why they might be making your heart work overtime while you sleep. Number 1. Trail mix. Be honest, have you ever sat down to watch TV at night with a colorful bag of trail mix, telling yourself, hey, this is way healthier than chips? Sounds familiar, right? Trail mix seems perfect. A handful of nuts, some dried fruit, a bit of natural energy. But the truth is, most store-bought trail mixes are sugar and salt traps in disguise. Many brands pack up to 12 to 15 grams of sugar and over 150 milligrams of sodium per small serving. And let's be honest, who eats just one serving? By the time you finish the bag, you've consumed 3 or 4 times what your body can handle comfortably at night. That sugar makes your blood stickier, the salt holds onto water, and suddenly your heart has to pump harder to push that thicker blood through your vessels. At night, when you're lying still, blood flow naturally slows. That sugary-salty combo turns your bloodstream into a slow-moving syrup flowing through fragile vessels. The result? Higher blood pressure, thicker blood, and an increased risk of small clots forming. Many of my older patients told me they often woke up around 2 or 3 a.m. with a pounding heart or a flushed head, never realizing the real reason was that healthy snack sitting next to their recliner. A study in the Circulation Journal found that just one salty, sugary meal before bed can raise nighttime blood pressure by 10 to 15% in adults over 60. It might sound small, but repeated every night. It's like leaving a leaky faucet running. Eventually, the system gives out. If you truly love trail mix, here's how to fix it. Make your own mix. Use unsalted, unsweetened nuts and a few pieces of natural dried fruit. Keep the portion small, about a handful, and eat it in the morning or at lunch, when your body has time to burn off the energy, and most importantly, don't keep the bag next to your couch at night. Once it's open, it's nearly impossible to stop. A handful of trail mix at the right time can feed your heart. The same handful at the wrong time can make your heart work the night shift. Sometimes, it's not what you eat that defines your health. It's when you eat it. Number 2. Salted almonds. Almonds have long been the poster child for healthy eating. Crunchy, nutty, great for lowering cholesterol and supporting heart health. But once salt enters the picture, especially in the evening. They turn into a heavy load for your cardiovascular system, particularly if you're over 60. Just 1 ounce of salted roasted almonds can contain 150 to 200 milligrams of sodium. That might not sound like much, but here's the problem. No one stops at one handful while watching TV. And when that sodium hits your system late in the day, your heart doesn't have time to balance things out before rest. Salt makes your body retain water. When that extra water stays inside your blood vessels, blood volume rises, and so does pressure on your vessel walls. Your heart has to beat harder and faster to move the thicker blood through an already tired circulatory system. Even worse, nighttime is when your heart is supposed to slow down and recover, but with too much sodium, it stays in a mild state of alert, working when it should be resting. Many of my patients tell me, "Doctor, I wake up puffy, my eyelids feel heavy, and my heart races." When we review their habits, they almost always share one thing in common: a small bowl of salted almonds or another salty snack before bed. Research published in the Journal of Clinical Hypertension found that eating a salty meal within 2 hours of bedtime can raise nighttime blood pressure by 15% and disrupt the heart's natural pressure regulation. For older adults or anyone managing hypertension, that's a silent blow. The reason why their morning readings are always higher than expected. Here's the good news. Almonds themselves are still excellent. The problem lies only in the salt and the timing. If you love almonds, choose unsalted, dry roasted ones or roast them yourself at home. Eat them in the morning or early afternoon, when your body can process the minerals efficiently. Avoid eating them after 7 p.m. or during late-night TV time. That's when mindless snacking takes over. Almonds can strengthen your heart or make it work over time. The choice is yours. Sometimes, a tiny shift, moving your snack from evening to morning, can be one of the best gifts you ever give your heart. Number 3, pecans. There's no denying it, pecans are delicious. Rich, buttery, slightly sweet, and often found in pies or family desserts that bring back warm memories. But for older adults, especially when eaten at night, that creamy goodness can quietly become a heavy burden for the heart and blood vessels. Just a small handful, about an ounce, packs over 200 calories and as much saturated fat as a full meal. During the day, your body can use that energy for movement, digestion, and metabolism. But at night, when your body slows down, that fat doesn't burn. It lingers in your bloodstream. The result? Your blood becomes thicker and slower, like honey cooling inside a narrow tube. Circulation studies show that when blood viscosity increases, the heart has to pump harder to move it through aging arteries. For adults over 60, whose blood vessels have lost elasticity, that extra pressure can raise the risk of small clots forming, and if one of those clots travels to the brain while you sleep, it can trigger a silent stroke, the kind that no one sees coming. What's most concerning is that it feels harmless. You eat a few pecans after dinner, they taste great, they go down easily, and you think nothing of it. But night after night, that fat builds up in your blood, and your vessels weaken little by little, without a single warning sign. For anyone with high cholesterol, arteriosclerosis, or unstable blood pressure, this risk is even higher. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people who consumed high-fat foods later in the day had over 20% higher blood viscosity compared to those who ate similar foods earlier. That doesn't mean you have to give up pecans. Instead, change the timing. Enjoy a few pieces with breakfast, maybe on oatmeal or in a smoothie. When your body is ready to convert fat into fuel, avoid eating them after dinner or within 3 hours of bedtime. If you crave something rich at night, choose walnuts or unsalted almonds. Both offer healthier fats and digest more easily. A handful of pecans in the morning can energize your day. The same handful at night, however, makes your heart run the night shift. As I often tell my patients, sometimes what's good for you isn't about what you eat, it's about when you eat it. Number 4. Pine nuts. Tiny, tender, and delicately rich. Pine nuts are often called the pearls of the nut world. Many people add them to salads or pesto, thinking they're a heart-healthy luxury, and they are, but only when eaten during the day. When consumed at night, especially before bed, these little seeds can quietly irritate and weaken blood vessel walls, something that matters deeply after age 60. The reason lies in their very high omega-6 content. While omega-6 is an essential fatty acid, the body only needs a small amount, balanced with omega-3s from salmon, flaxseed, or fish oil. When omega-6 overwhelms omega-3, it triggers low-grade inflammation in your blood vessels. For older adults, whose vessels are already less elastic, that's like a tiny flame burning inside fragile pipes, drying and thinning the walls until they crack under pressure. A study in the Journal of Lipid Research showed that diets high in omega-6 consistently increase vascular inflammation markers and the risk of arterial stiffness. What makes it more dangerous is how silent it is. You don't feel pain, no clear symptoms, until something serious happens. Imagine your blood vessels as garden hoses. When new, they're soft and flexible. Water flows easily. But if those hoses dry out, crack, and carry thick water full of residue, just a bit of pressure can make them split and spray uncontrollably. That's what can happen to a weakened blood vessel during a sudden blood pressure spike, even while you're asleep. The good news is that pine nuts aren't the enemy. They just need the right timing. Here are 3 simple tips I give my patients. Eat pine nuts in the morning or early afternoon when your body has time to burn off the fat. Pair them with foods rich in omega-3, like salmon or chia seeds, to balance the 2 fatty acids. Avoid eating them when resting or right after a heavy dinner. A spoonful of pine nuts at lunch can be fuel for your circulation. But late at night, when your heart is slowing down, that same spoonful can become a quiet flame smoldering in your blood vessels. As I often remind my patients, every nut is a double-edged sword. It can heal you or harm you, depending on when you eat it. Number 5. Hazelnuts. Hazelnuts are a favorite for many. Small, aromatic, and rich, often paired with fine chocolate or holiday desserts. For older adults, they're considered a heart-friendly nut, rich in arginine, an amino acid that helps the body produce nitric oxide, the compound that relaxes blood vessels and improves circulation. Sounds great, right? The catch is this: relaxing blood vessels at the wrong time can actually cause blood pressure instability, especially at night when your cardiovascular system needs to stay steady and calm. Think of your body like a city. During the day, traffic is busy. Roads, your blood vessels, need to expand for smooth flow. That's when nitric oxide is helpful. But at night, when the city should be quiet, forcing those roads to stay wide open disrupts the natural pressure balance. In younger people, the body adjusts quickly, but for those over 60, where vessels are less elastic and the heart more sensitive, this sudden dilation can make blood pressure drop, then rebound higher, a dangerous oscillation that can cause dizziness, irregular heartbeat, or even a microstroke that feels like a brief fainting spell. A clinical review in the Hypertension Research Journal found that consuming arginine-rich foods close to bedtime increases nighttime blood pressure variability and microvascular stress, particularly in people with hypertension or vascular disease. And hazelnuts, while healthy, are one of the richest natural sources of arginine. If you enjoy hazelnuts, there's no need to give them up. Just adjust the timing. Eat them in the morning or early afternoon, when your body is active and your vessels need flexibility. Avoid them in the evening, especially within 2 or 3 hours of bedtime. If you take blood pressure or vasodilator medication, talk to your doctor before making them a regular habit. A handful of hazelnuts during the day can keep your arteries flexible. But late at night, they can open the pipes at the wrong time, like turning on every faucet just as you're shutting down the water pump. As I often tell my patients, not everything that's good for your heart is good for your sleep. Sometimes, loving your heart means letting it rest. Number 6. Pistachios. Pistachios. Even the name sounds cheerful. Small, crunchy, and bright green, they're often seen as a guilt-free snack for health-conscious eaters. But for older adults, especially when eaten at night, pistachios can turn into a double trouble combo that makes your heart and blood pressure work harder while you're supposed to be resting. Like hazelnuts, pistachios contain a high level of arginine, an amino acid that helps your body produce nitric oxide, a natural compound that relaxes blood vessels. During the day, that's a great thing. Your vessels widen, circulation improves, and your heart works more efficiently. But at night, when your body needs to slow down and your blood pressure should stabilize, that same effect becomes a silent wave of disruption. Your blood vessels open too quickly, pressure drops, and your body compensates by speeding up your heart rate. The result? Fluctuating blood pressure, restless sleep, and a heart that keeps working instead of resting. To make things worse, most pistachios sold in stores are roasted and salted, adding another layer of stress. Just one small handful, about an ounce, can contain 120 to 150 milligrams of sodium, enough to raise your blood pressure for several hours. Combine that with the dilation effect from arginine, and your circulation enters a cycle of instability. Expand, contract, expand, contract, like a suspension bridge swaying in the wind. A study in the American Journal of Physiology found that excess nitric oxide activity at night can reduce blood flow to the brain and disrupt blood pressure regulation, especially in older adults. That's why so many people who eat pistachios before bed wake up in the middle of the night with a pounding heart or lightheadedness in the morning. I always tell my patients, it's not that your heart is weak. It's that you're making it work when it should be resting. If you love pistachios, just tweak your habits a little. Choose unsalted, lightly roasted pistachios. Salt and oil only increase vascular pressure. Eat them in the morning or early afternoon when your body is active and can use the energy. And absolutely avoid snacking on them while watching TV at night. One hand, one bag is the perfect recipe for overeating. Pistachios eaten at the right time can make your heart smile. But at the wrong time, they'll keep it working overtime through the night, trying to stabilize blood pressure and maintain rhythm. Sometimes, all it takes is one small habit before bed to deprive your most loyal friend, your heart, of the rest it deserves. Number 7. Walnuts. In the world of nutrition, walnuts are practically crowned a superfood. They're rich in healthy fats and omega-3s, great for memory, and protective for the heart. Sounds flawless, right? But, as with many healthy foods, timing matters just as much as the food itself. When eaten late at night, especially before bed, those same benefits can quietly turn into a burden for both your heart and your digestive system. Walnuts are packed with ALA, alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid that's excellent for the brain and heart. The challenge is that ALA is slow to digest and takes time to metabolize. When you eat walnuts at night, as your metabolism slows and digestion weakens, those fats aren't burned for energy. They linger in your blood. The result is a temporary spike in triglycerides, thicker blood, and a heart that must pump harder to maintain stable circulation. Many people don't realize that even one handful of walnuts before bed can slightly raise blood pressure for several hours, especially in those with vascular or cholesterol problems. I've had patients tell me they eat walnuts nightly to boost brain function, yet they often wake up around 3 a.m. with a racing heart or can't fall back asleep. Classic signs that their heart is overworking at night, and it's not just the heart that complains. Those fats stimulate acid production in the stomach, often causing acid reflux, bloating, or insomnia. Issues common in people over 60. A study in sleep medicine reviews found that high-fat meals eaten close to bedtime lower sleep quality and increase resting heart rate throughout the night. That doesn't mean you should give up walnuts. Far from it. They're still one of the best nuts for brain and heart health when eaten at the right time. Eat them with breakfast or lunch, when your body needs energy and can digest fats efficiently. Avoid eating them within 3 hours of bedtime. If you crave walnuts at night, have a few with fresh fruit or unsweetened yogurt. It helps digestion and reduces acid buildup. Walnuts can truly be fuel for your memory, but eaten at the wrong time, they steal the sleep your heart deserves. So if you want to stay sharp and strong, remember, don't just feed your brain right. Let your heart rest right. We've just gone through 7 familiar nuts, each with its own unique benefits, but also a hidden downside when eaten at the wrong time. The biggest lesson here is simple. There's no such thing as a good or bad food, only a right or wrong way to eat it. As we age, our metabolism slows down. A small handful of nuts before bed, something that seems healthy, can actually make your blood thicker, your heart beat faster, and your blood pressure swing higher. It doesn't happen overnight, but quietly, bit by bit, until one day your heart can't keep up with the extra shifts. The good news? You can reverse it, easily. Just shift your nut-eating habits to daytime, stay hydrated, and choose unsalted, unsweetened varieties. Think of it this way. Daytime is for nourishment. Nighttime is for recovery. Your heart doesn't need more fuel after dark. It needs rest. If today's video helped you look at your habits a little differently, I'm glad, because understanding your body is the first step toward real, lasting health. And if you found this useful, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Which type of nuts do you usually snack on at night? After hearing this, are you thinking about changing that habit? Your story might help someone else out there make a life-changing decision tonight. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon, not for numbers or clicks, but so we can keep walking this journey together. To live strong, live aware, and live longer. Remember, good health doesn't come from strict diets or deprivation. It comes from listening to your body at the right time. Let your heart rest at night, so when morning comes, it's ready to love, protect, and carry you through another beautiful day.